Welcome, Facebook live stream viewers. I hope you're there. I'm trying something new today. I'm doing this on my computer rather than my iPad. So I'm going to do the whole thing. And if for some reason it doesn't work, then we're going to do 11:30 at 11:40 or 11:45. But welcome to 11:30, 11 minutes and 30 seconds of good news. Whoops, better set my timer. From at 11:30 o'clock. And I'm Paula Shaw, and I'm delighted to see you again today. Wow. So I'd like to begin with a little something from my own life, just so that we're connecting, because part of what's helpful for me in doing this every day is feeling that I have this connection with you. And as I mentioned early on, it just gives me a good feeling in the morning. I know I have something to focus on, something I'm committed to, gives some structure to my day. And so what my days are looking like now is I wake up, I meditate, as I always did. I get on my gym app, and at 8 o'clock every morning, there's some kind of a class that I can do. And that's very helpful for me because I don't know about the rest of you. I have tried since this whole thing began to work out on my own, but I don't know whether it's my survival brain or what it is, but I can't make myself torture myself as much as a trainer can torture me, and then I do it. And I rise to the occasion and I somehow make it happen. So I think that for me, it's been a really, really good thing to be able to go on that app every morning and get my workout in. Today I did some yoga, and oh my gosh, I've forgotten how great yoga is for just stretching it all out and helping you to feel ready to start your day, with all the kinks out and feeling much looser and fresher. So that was my morning. And one other cool thing from my life that happened yesterday was I discovered right across the street from me is a golf course. And yesterday I discovered that I can walk right onto it and walk on the trails there, partly because not many people are golfing these days, but also at a little later in the day, most everybody who is golfing is done. And it was so peaceful and so beautiful. And so one more time, I felt blessed. In the midst of all of this, one of these days, I'm going to write a book. I've decided I'm going to call this book My Divine Life. And what this book is really going to be about is that I have noticed this theme in my life that no matter what happens, how difficult times may be, or what a difficult thing I might go through, somehow it happens to me in the best possible way. And I'm so grateful for that. And yesterday I realized, wow, I'm across the street from this golf course and I can have these beautiful, peaceful walks every day now. And I was just struggling yesterday. I think I mentioned I'm looking for some new streets or some new places to walk so that I can keep bringing something new into my life. Remember our thing from a couple of days ago? Something old, and by the way, I've been reaching out to old friends, something new, something borrowed. That could be a technique, that could be, I don't know, a way somebody else is doing something that you admire. And something blue. That's a little challenging because I don't like the connotation that blue means sad. So I've been wearing a lot more blue. Not today. Today I'm in gray and purple. But if you blended those two, it'd probably be some kind of a shade of blue. Anyway, the other thing I wanted to talk to you about a little bit today is, you remember yesterday I said that I was very excited because in the afternoon yesterday, I got to interview for another podcast that I'm doing called Higher Energy, a podcast I do for the Association for Comprehensive Energy Psychology. And yesterday I got to interview Bruce Lipton, who is a cell biologist who is very well known for some transformational work he's done. He's also an author of one of my favorite books, The Biology of Belief. But we talked with Bruce, who's an international expert on cells and cellular biology, and we talked about the coronavirus. And he shared some really wonderful insights, and that show will be available for all of you to see by next week. So I'll inform you when that is up. But one of the things he said that I thought was so fascinating is that, yes, this virus that's going around, this coronavirus, is novel. We haven't seen one exactly like this before. And that's part of the reason that it's so contagious, because what basically happens every year is a flu virus comes around. Some of us get it, some of us don't. But then those of us that had it develop an immunity of some sort to it, or those of us that were even exposed to it and didn't get it. So when the flu comes around the next year, it's the same thing. Some of us get it, some of us don't. But we have some level of immunity to it because we've seen it before. Along comes this particular coronavirus. We haven't seen it before. So there was no immunity available to us. However, our immune system's job is to fight any foreign thing that comes along and tries to impact the body negatively. But guess what shuts down the immune system? Fear. In fact, Bruce pointed out to us that when they do a transplant surgery, the patient is given a bunch of the chemicals ahead of time that are produced by anxiety and fear, because they want to shut down the immune system so it won't reject the new organ. That's how powerful fear is. We think it's just an emotion, but remember, our emotions create chemical responses in the body and in the brain. And those chemicals shut down the immune system. So it's very, very important that we try to ameliorate our fear. We try to limit whatever we're exposing ourselves to that creates fear, like the news. And I know some of you feel more secure if you're watching the news and staying informed. And I would say, if you feel that way, give yourself a little dose. Don't leave the news on all day. Don't watch it 5 or 6 times. Something really valuable I learned back when 9/11 happened, because like all the rest of us, I was horrified at what I saw that day. And I kept watching it on the news. I kept watching that plane hit the building over and over and over. And then I realized this is just rendering me paralyzed. I could do nothing but sit there and cry. And fortunately for me, a very important person in my life at the time said, "Paula, turn off the news," because I was right in the middle of writing a grant, trying to get money for a couple of programs I wanted to implement. And she said to me, "The world needs these programs now more than ever before. And you're not going to write that grant if you keep crying and watching the news." And then I read an article. Actually, it was a letter written by Dr. Christiane Northrup. And she's an OBGYN who wrote Women's Bodies, Women's Wisdom, Women's Bodies. I believe that's the right title. Anyway, Christiane Northrup, and a brilliant woman. And she wrote this letter to her daughters, and it went viral. And basically what she said to them is what Bruce said to us yesterday: turn off the news. Because the news, remember guys, we think it's sort of a service, but the news is a business. And the only way that business survives is if it can get you to want to come back to it and watch it again. And it does that through creating fear. Now, am I saying, hey, there's nothing to worry about? Go back to the beaches, go have fun, hang out with your friends? No, I am not saying that. We want to be careful. We want to listen to what we're being told to do. Because remember, we're not just taking care of ourselves. We're protecting those who are vulnerable. those who are compromised, who have immune systems that don't work as strongly as most of ours. So, yes, we need to stay with shelter in place. We need to limit our exposure to other people. We need to protect ourselves, but not because this is like the plague that's going to get everybody and wipe them out, but because we want to keep our own bodies strong. We want to flatten that curve so everybody's not running to the hospital at the same time. And because we want to stay out of fear. We want to stay out of fear. So, my recommendations: watch funny movies, read a great book. Remember the other day we talked about sing with somebody. Oh my gosh, singing is so powerful. Another thing I've really been enjoying doing is just put on the rockin' music and dance. And I mean big moves. Make it happen. Move your body, because that's getting the energy moving. That's lifting your spirits. That's bringing chemicals into the body that are strengthening, that create joy and fun. Laughter is the best thing we can be doing now. So God bless all of you on the internet that are putting some hysterical videos and hysterical, funny sayings out there. We all need this laughter right now. It truly can be some of the best medicine. So those are some things that we can actually be doing for ourselves that will really help. It's like the Italians playing balcony bingo. Isn't that great? They're playing balcony bingo. Somebody's calling the numbers out loud down the streets, and they all have their little bingo cards going. I think that's critically important. Remember the quokkas that I showed you the other day? Let me grab a quokka. This is the new mascot for this show. Here's a quokka. Whoop, let me get him in front of there. There you see him. He's saying, grab a slice of life. Have some fun. Make it a good day. And that's what I'm suggesting for all of us. I, right now, am going to be going very shortly to a Zoom meeting of my Rotary group. And I'm so excited to see everybody. I'm a member of the Rancho Santa Fe Rotary group, and we haven't seen each other in several weeks. So we're about to do that. So again, I charge you with: find something wonderful to do today, something fun, something that makes you laugh. And if you're with your family, do it with your family. Grow those relationships while you're all having some joy in your life. And don't forget gratitude. Find things to be grateful for. That takes our vibration to the highest levels. And that's one of the best immune system enhancers we can have. Gratitude. All right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow for 11:30 at 11:30. I'm Paula Shaw. Thanks for being here today. Good to see you. Bye-bye. Okay.